Welcome, friends. Welcome to Sri Digambar Institute of Technology, Bhandaraj Mode, Dosa. This is JP Yadav from Electrical Department. Welcome to all online classes. The topic is Maxwell equations. In previous sections, we will discuss about electromagnetics, what electromagnetics and applications. So electromagnetic or magnetic induction is the production of an electromotive force. Electromagnetic or magnetic induction is the production of an electromotive force across an electrical conductor in a changing magnetic field. Michel Faraday is generally credited with the discovery of induction in 1831. Faraday's first experiment demonstration, he wrapped two wires around opposite side of an iron ring or an arrangement similar to a modern toroidal transformer based on his understanding of electromagnet. He expected that when current started to flow in one wire, a sort of wave would travel through the ring and cause some electrical effect on the opposite side. He plugged one wire into a galvanometer and watched it as the connected the other wire to a battery. He saw a transient current, which is called a wave of electricity. When he connected the wire to the battery and another when he disconnected, this induction was due to the changing of magnetic flux that occurred when the battery was connected and disconnected. So, what is Ampere's law? Today's topic is Ampere's law. Redirect here for the description force between current carrying wires. The original form of Maxwell's circuital law, which is derived as earlier 1855, based on analogy to hydrodynamics. The original circuital law is only a correct law of physics in a magnetostatic situations where the system is static except possibly for continuous steady current within closed loops. The motion of a bounce of charge produces an electric current is half of the voltage. Here, when this phenomena is qualified, it is summarized as the Ampere's law. So in diagram, so the full version of Ampere's law is one of Maxwell's equations that describe the electromagnetic force. Ampere's law especially says that the magnetic field created by an electric current is proportional to the size of the electric current with a constant of proportionality equal to the permeability of free space. Stationary charge produces an electric field proportional to the magnitude of the charge, but moving charge produces magnetic field proportional to the current. Okay. Mass proportional to the electric field, but magnetic field is proportional to the current of the particle. The only problem with Ampere's law is that it is differential equation. In other words, we need to do some calculus to use it. When we use Ampere's law, we look at the particular situations we are in, plug in some values for that situations and complete the integral. This will get that fit the particular situations. The field created by a long straight current carrying wire is in the form of concentric circle, and as you move further from the wire, those circles get further apart, or in other words, the field get weaker. We would create an equation for this by using Ampere's law and doing some calculus, but we can actually derive the equation without any calculus at all. Instead of an integral, we will use a sum, the sum of all the magnetic field elements that makes up the concentric circle. Magnetic field B times the length of the elements delta L is equal to mu0, permeability of free space, times the current in the wire I. This is Ampere's law. Del cross B is equals to nu 0 J. Nu 0 is the permeability of air, and magnetic field is depend upon the current, which is denoted by J, and it's rotational. Magnetic field is rotational, so the magnetic permeability nu node in a vacuum. So del cross B can be written as del B upon del I minus del B2 upon del I3, etc. Furthermore, Maxwell discovered that in order for the conservation of electric charge to hold, beside the current, time varying of the electric field must produce the magnetic field. When this law is added to the Ampere's law, Maxwell's fourth equation emerges. Del cross B equals to nu node into J plus epsilon del E upon del T. Non-existence of magnetic charge. Despite tremendous efforts so far, no magnetic charge or magnetic monopoles have been observed. Therefore, the counterpart of the Maxwell's first equation for the magnetic field necessary takes the form of three existence of such entities is predicted by the so-called grand unfield theory of elementary particle physics. So the del dot B equals to 0, we will call it the Maxwell's second equation. This can be interpreted as saying that there is no end of the lines of magnetic field. They must close onto themselves. It's the second law. This is the second law of Maxwell equation. Del dot B equals to 0. Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. Experimental show that the time variation of the magnetic field produces an electric field. This is expressed Experimental shows that the time variation of the magnetic field produces an electric field. This is explained by the following equation: del cross E equals to minus del V upon del T, and consider the Maxwell's third equation. So the second equation of the Maxwell and is the third equation of the Maxwell's. It is truly that only the 5 basic equations we have sketched above completely govern all the electromagnetic phenomena. Application of microscopic bodies. Practice: we often need to deal with problems concerning the electromagnetic field inside matter. Here matter signifies a certain configuration of electric charge and current. Microscopically, it is fairly complicated system made up of an enormous number of electrons and protons. Obviously, it is not possible to deal with them directly. Therefore, we must extract some important averaged microscopic properties of such material, classifying them and deal with them in some approximate manner. So the eddy current. What is eddy current? So the electrical conductors moving through a steady magnetic field or stationary conductor within a charging magnetic field will have circular current induced within them by induction called eddy current. Eddy current flow in closed loop in planes perpendicular to the magnetic field. They have useful applications in eddy current brakes and induction heating system. However, eddy current induced in the metal magnetic cores of transformer and AC motor and generator are undesirable since they dissipate energy as heat in the resistance of the metal. Cores of low frequency alternating current electromagnetic and transformer, instead of being solid metal, are often made of stacks of metal sheets called emanations separated by non-conductive coating. These thin plates reduce the undesirable parasitic eddy current. Inductors and transformers used at high frequency often have magnetic cores made of non-conductive magnetic materials such as ferrite or iron powder held together with a resin binder. Eddy current occurs when a solid metallic mass is rotated in a magnetic field because the outer portion of the metal cuts more magnet lines or force than the inner portion. Hence, the induced electromotive force is not uniform. This tends to cause electric current between the points of greatest and least potential. Eddy current consume a considerable amount of energy and often cause a harmful rise in temperature. So, thanks to all.